Welcome to Crystal Clear Moments. Hi there, I'm Crystal Blackwell, your host, executive coach, speaker, and your biggest cheerleader on this journey of transformation. This just isn't another podcast. It's a space where aha moments happen, where we get real about the twists, turns, and breakthroughs that shape us. You know those moments when everything just clicks? Well, that's what we're here for. Every episode, we dive into powerful conversations with inspiring leaders, change makers, and everyday warriors. We have faced challenges, embraced growth, and found clarity in chaos. We'll laugh, we'll learn, and we'll learn to leave every conversation a little wiser and a lot more empowered. So if you're ready for an eye-opening, inside, bold conversation and some serious motivation, you're in the right place. Let's get clear, let's get inspired, and let's make every moment count. This is Crystal Clear Moments, where one breakthrough can change everything. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Crystal Clear Moments. I am your host, Crystal Blackwell. I am here with my 4-time guest that he reminds me constantly that he has been on. This will be your 4th time. My husband, my better half, my friend, my buddy, my pal, my lover, Ivan. Now, just so that you know, if I call him Scooter, because sometimes I do, we're still talking about Ivan. We were just talking about, like, do I call you Ivan on the podcast or Scooter? Because typically I call you Scooter,
That's
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
I just want to make that clear, just in case if I just slip and say, "Hey, Scooter," that everyone knows it's Ivan.
Yeah. Well, look, anybody after 1985 will not know who Ivan is.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I'm gonna see before 1985 will not know who Ivan is.
Yeah.
So, but we got Ivan. We're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
we got a vast audience,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
people are tuning in who knew you before that year.
That's
so
right.
that's for
right.
sure.
But before we go forward, I'm still looking for my royalty check.
Yeah. Okay. Well, soon to come. All right.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah. How
Checks in the
about
mail. Okay.
this? Your services are free. So I don't think I'm paying you.
Yeah,
for
pretty
this.
much knew that.
I'm not going to pay you. So this is going to be a really good podcast. I'm excited about the topic.
Yeah. I'm excited
this
about
topic,
it too.
So this topic, actually, I thought about it, because I'm on social media and I'm, listening and looking, and you see a lot of posts from people in relationships,
Right?
And a lot of couples posting different things and out and about. So I thought, let's do a 5 crystal clear tips to keep keeping it real in the social media world.
Okay.
Now, not that I think that everybody's post is not real, but there's some posts and I'm kind of like side eye, like, for sure. That's that really going down?
Yeah.
And I know I'm not the only one that does that, so don't be judging me. But so 5 tips to keep marriage real in a social media world. So what do you think about that?
I think that's a good idea, and I'm looking forward to doing this. And you're right, you're out there on social media, but guess who's not? So this is going to be interesting as we go forward, So, but this is going to be real good. I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, so tip number one is picture perfect doesn't equal perfect partnership. So with that, picture perfect doesn't equal perfect partnership.
Well, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Right.
And I can say from my standpoint, and you know this, and a lot of you out there that know me or know us know this. We're very private.
Yeah.
So if you don't see it out there, that doesn't mean it's not true.
It's not going down. Absolutely. Right.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have to pull you out of the private box.
This is true.
Yeah, I probably a little more.
So
I probably show a little bit more than you 0.
Yeah.
That's so true. Right.
Yeah.
So what social media gets wrong, where they mess up, where they drop the ball, is people can tend, not all, but some people tend to only highlight. Highlights. Reels don't really equal real life.
Right. That's not true.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And you know me, I'm going to equate this to sports somehow, some way.
Yeah.
I'm watching Deion Sanders highlights this morning.
Yeah, right.
So they're showing him scoring touchdowns and making interceptions.
Right.
There was times he got burnt on the field.
Yeah.
There was times he missed tackles.
Right. So I see what you're saying. It's good. That's real good.
Reel only shows the highlights.
Yeah, the good stuff.
The good stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah, they don't show like you say, where he got burnt, or in terms of a relationship, they don't show you arguing.
Absolutely.
They're not going to show, and not that we want all the business out there, but we just want to again share where social media gets wrong and how we can get caught up in that.
Right.
We get caught up in the real. It doesn't show, you prep your everyday life.
Absolutely.
I think there was a trend that went on for a while. I don't know if it doesn't happen anymore, but it was some years ago, where ladies would post how they look first thing in the morning. And then I know.
I'm sorry.
Right, yeah, it was. Yes, it was a thing. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. And they would go, I woke up like this, And then at first it started, I don't know who started that. I think maybe Beyonce or someone started this whole crave. And then people start posting what they look like first thing in the morning.
And how'd that go over?
How'd
that work out for them?
Right. So first thing in the morning. So can you imagine? I mean, I'm not trying to see what y'all look like first thing in the morning, but you're different first thing in the morning, So, and then all of a sudden, I started noticing those posts look prettier and prettier. So at first they look rough. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, ooh, good for her. She's showing how she looks, whatever. Showing how beautiful you look when you first wake up. But then as time went on, filters, all of a sudden she looked pretty and her hair looked great. So again, where social media gets wrong is they highlight reels does not reflect real life.
It doesn't. But I think there's something to be said about those posts that those people are putting out there first thing in the morning. Guys need to see that as well. So
see what they go get.
Exactly what you're working with. You need to see that as well. So again, it's a highlight reel.
Right. I was watching that one show. What is it? The balloon.
Pop the balloon.
Pop the balloon. Yeah. And one of the guys he popped her balloon because he said that she had so much stuff on her face that he couldn't see what she looked like. And, and that was for him, his perspective. And she started getting ready to take off her lashes, and they were like, no, don't do that. Don't do that here. But she was like, I want him to see what I look like. But again, to that, people want to see, or it's nice to see the realities of it.
I get that.
Yeah. I know you do.
I absolutely 100% get that.
Yes.
I love the no makeup days. I love the baseball caps.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So it's a certain look.
I love those too.
I love that realness.
Yeah, I love those too, because it's nice to get up and just, be real, real.
Right.
So a reality check. The smiling selfies and vacation reels don't show the behind the scenes. So, again, not saying we want to see beauty. We want to see love. We want to see Black love, all culture love. We want to see that. But we also know that we don't want people to think that this is how relationships don't have ups and downs. We don't really post things that go on, or for people who are watching or listening, understand that these are just snapshots of just moments, so no one's going to, post, and I'm sure people may have. I haven't come across it, and it's not as frequent, a tough conversation.
Right.
No one's going to have that discussion, that tough conversation where they're working through something, or they had a bad burnout, or something happened within the marriage that they're going through. So we're always going to see that good stuff, and it could give people who are either looking for relationships or in relationships, it may become more their relationship goals, which is a thing, to always be perfect, or picture perfect. But picture perfect does not equal a perfect partnership. There's flaws, and they pop up daily.
Absolutely.
Pop up daily.
And I think that's a huge mistake, that those things are only highlight reels.
Just a highlight reel.
That's all it is.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I post us out and about, it's just a highlight reel.
It's just a highlight reel,
I could have
guys.
punched you in your gut with my elbow, or...
Oh, did you post that?
No.
Okay. I'm just kidding,
But we could have, just being silly, but, life happens. So here's a crystal clear tip. Don't compare your relationship to create contact. So don't make contact or curate contact and compare that in terms of your relationship. Celebrate what you have. Celebrate, things that aren't Instagrammable. So everything isn't going to be Instagrammable. Everything is not going to be that. And celebrate that. Don't think that, you see others posting all these wonderful things. They're traveling, they're shopping, they're doing all these great things, which is great. We want to celebrate, but don't compare.
I like that, Crystal.
Don't compare yourself to that, because that's just a snapshot of their life. That's not the real.
Right.
That's not the real in the marriage.
Right.
So what do you think about that?
I think we should just look at those things as that snapshot to say, that's nice.
Right.
They're having a good time.
Right.
And that's it.
That's it. Just take it for what it is.
Absolutely.
Right.
Just like I said, I enjoyed watching the highlight reel of Deion Sanders, and I said, that's nice.
However,
I do remember, when he didn't win. So we should look at that just like a highlight reel. So I like that. That's
I like
nice.
that you says highlight reel as well. And so for real talk, the spontaneous date night. So that spontaneous date night that people are posting, and you're looking fine, your makeup's done, and the guy's looking good, and you're at the wonderful restaurant and fine dining, and you're doing all the things.
Right.
That picture, that post, that video, whatever. Behind the scenes could have been 15 outfits changing, combing my hair, fixing my lipstick, taking 15 pictures and looking at each picture, making sure I post the perfect one.
Right.
So behind the scenes, there's probably some work to get that Instagrammable shot. So just on the reel, just know that when you're looking at it, there's probably some work behind that picture.
Come on, that's
or that
real
post.
talk. 15 outfit changes is real talk.
That is. That's like a whole lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen people take a lot of pictures to get the perfect one, me included.
Right.
Me included,
Okay.
get the angles.
Yeah.
But I know that, but it's all of us just to be aware of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there goes tip number 1. Picture perfect doesn't equal perfect partnership.
Okay. Well, Crystal, I've got a tip.
Oh, okay.
Tip number 2.
2.
Private moments matter more than public posts.
Private moments matter.
Think about that. And what social media gets wrong, if it's not posted, it didn't happen. Guys, if it wasn't posted, it didn't happen. Guess who's not on social media? So I didn't post it. So nothing's happening in our life, apparently. Apparently it's not happening.
You have
in
no
our
life.
Nothing's going on.
We have
in our
nothing
life.
going on in our relationship. We do nothing, okay?
Yeah. This is something. So private moments matter more than public posts. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Well, I like that because if you are trying to enhance your relationship, or maybe you're in a rough patch, again, back to maybe you're looking for love or you're looking for a relationship, you may think that if your relationship isn't posted and people aren't seeing on social media, that it's not happening.
Yeah.
And you and I have been married over 30 years, and there's a lot of years, a lot of time, a lot of moments that we don't post.
Absolutely.
For one, you don't even really like it, so I almost have to pull teeth to get you to post. I kind of like posting a little bit, but you're like, not necessarily. Yeah, but you don't really necessarily. It helps. That's a part of it. That's still important too.
Right.
But I think also that people, they think that if they're not seeing the relationship or seeing others' relationship, like there's something wrong. Like, or you may post a lot and then have a dry spell where you're not posting. Maybe you got busy at work, or maybe something happened. Maybe you don't feel like it, because posting sometimes is effort. And people could think, what's going on?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really necessarily define your relationship, your post activity.
Absolutely. And as far as this tip is concerned, the private moments matter. That's the part of it that I love.
Yeah,
more than the public post. So a reality check to that. The most meaningful moments: prayers, forgiveness, support during a health scare.
Right.
Don't need likes to be real.
You don't need like stuff to be real.
Don't need the likes.
Right.
Yeah. See, guys, there's that perfect example right there. Me not being on social media.
Likes don't justify it. Right. So what I love about that is each one of those areas, you mentioned forgiveness, health scare. What was the other one you mentioned? Prayer.
Prayers.
All of those things we do, We've never posted you praying, me in a moment of forgiveness,
There's that
health scare, all
moment.
that private moment that happens. And it doesn't mean private moments are moments of going through rough patches.
Right.
You could have a private moment at just enjoying your Valentine's dinner or an anniversary or a birthday, and just so happen we're just not posting this.
Absolutely.
This is private.
Absolutely.
We've done so. I think that's one area that I think we do a lot. We don't post a lot of things, our private things that we do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of great stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that's just like, okay, rough patches.
So let me ask you about the likes on that reality check.
Yeah.
Do people need them?
I think people like to see likes. Okay, there is definitely a scientific study behind how your body responds, endorphins, when you see that.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, there's definitely something linked to it.
Right.
Something linked to it when you click a like, and there's something linked to it when someone actually looks at a post and they're actually counting likes. So that's why, you know, when people will say, I have so many followers, or I got, 400 likes. I mean, there's definitely something there. And it could be an instantaneous kind of a stroke of ego or instantaneous feel.
Okay.
But I think the problem is when it begins to define you, or you allow it to define you. So it's cool to see, like, hey, everybody liked the fact that me and Ivan, took, went on an excursion on our vacation and had a great time, and everyone's liking it. Okay, in that moment, it feels good. But if it becomes more that we have to post for those likes,
Right.
and it becomes to define our relationship,
Right.
And we depend on it, then they're
That's going to be an issue.
the problem.
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue. I
That
can
was a
see
really
that.
good question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the crystal clear tip. Protect sacred spaces in your relationship. Really love that. You don't owe the internet proof of your love.
Oh, I love that. That's a good tip, babe.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to prove anything.
Don't have to prove
Yeah.
anything. And you know me.
Especially-
I don't
yeah.
like to have to prove anything.
No, we're not proving anything.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're early in your relationship, or you hitting a restart, or you're doing something that's a little different,
Right.
the world does not have to know about that. I mean, and I know in the world of social media, and if we're keeping it real, most people lean into it at some level. If we really understand that we don't have to have that. We don't really have to have that. It doesn't should define us. Read that tip again. I think it's really good.
Right. So crystal clear tip. Protect sacred spaces in your relationship. You don't owe the internet proof of your love.
Right. You don't owe that.
No.
Now, I'm not saying, ladies, if you get like 24 roses or some tulips, was my favorite, and you want to post that, good for you, because I want to celebrate that for you.
Yeah.
But again, there's times when you may get a wonderful gift, or you may get something and you may feel like you don't want to post it, but you may feel like you have to maybe prove something.
Right.
Don't do that. You don't have to prove anything, love, anything about your spouse, is how they feel about you or how you feel about them to anyone. I know for a fact, if I posted any of the stuff that I do for you, I don't think you would even smile for the picture.
You would make me, but
Yeah, and then you give me that little cheesy fake smile. You're like, I don't want to take this picture, but I'm taking it anyways. I hate that. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I'll do
So
that.
one.
I do.
Yeah, but that you would do that because you would like, I don't care.
See, that's what 30 plus years gives you guys. You can't get away with any of that. She knows that. You can't get away with it.
Yeah.
So
But sometimes you let me post things of you, so I appreciate that. It's kind of fun. I could get you to smile for the camera, and you are doing a better job taking pictures too. You got your angles, you got the camera moving right. So I think you
noticed
definitely,
that.
Yes,
I'm getting
thank
the angles
you.
right. Okay.
Right.
All right.
I like
All right.
that.
Yeah.
So.
Going through crystal clear tips of taking photos on your phones.
Girls, you know what I'm talking about. I just know some guys has got this nailed too. So definitely.
Real
that
talk.
was tip number 2. Repeat that one.
So protect sacred spaces in your relationship. You don't owe the internet proof of your love.
Nothing.
But the real talk here, some of our best conversations happen in pajamas, not at a fancy brunch.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Conversations.
Oh my gosh. We've solved the problem of the world. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely.
If I get up, it's interesting. If I wake up, you'll wake up. If you wake up, I wake up. Like, nobody really stays asleep.
Right.
Eventually, we both end up awake.
Awake.
And we're
some
talking.
of the best conversations happen
I agree.
at that time.
I agree. Yeah. Those are
Absolutely.
sacred. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I think later that we have more time to spend together when we go to happy hour.
No.
Because it's usually
Yeah.
just us.
That's true.
And we're sitting at the bar and we're just having dinner and
Right.
we're maybe one of our favorite cocktails if we're having one, which is probably are.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're talking about, some great things that have come up during the day, our family, us, things that we're doing. I mean, it's just those moments are just so, I cherish those.
Yeah.
And we're having more and more of those moments together.
Absolutely.
So keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
Keep them
All
coming.
right.
All right. So tip number 3, every couple has conflict. Like, I think we all get that, but do you think we all really get that? Like, every couple has conflict. So why do you think there's a need for us to look like we don't?
That's a good question because it's reality.
Right.
Again, that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
It is reality. So every couple does have conflicts. If you don't, there's a problem. But no. But it's just about nobody wants to post that.
Yeah.
Again, you
And I
said
get
earlier in
that.
tip
I get
one.
it. Who
Yeah.
wants, that's private.
Absolutely. Yeah. But isn't that what makes reality shows?
Yeah. But reality shows are fake most of the time.
That's my point.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Most of the
exactly
time they're
right.
paid actors or they're being paid for that. There's maybe a little bit of reality in it.
Yeah.
I think this segment's highlighting just the need to have to do that.
Yeah. You're right.
And taking off for those who think that, view relationships differently and think that if your relationship has conflict, there's a problem. And maybe sometimes I get this. I got this. I saw a friend. Remember, I saw that one friend of mine. I haven't seen her in 25 years. I saw her out last week. And
Yeah.
the first thing she said to me was, first of all, who you here with? And I said, I'm here with Ivan. And she goes, you guys are still together?
Oh,
and I was like, we're still together.
yeah.
I get that a lot. I'm sure you do too, especially if I haven't seen someone in a long time.
Right.
I go, yeah. And she looked at me like, how? Like, what did y'all do different? And I never really sit in like, what did we do different? Because right when she said that, I got like this just really quick 30 plus years sort of, highlight reel in my head. Just family, kids, ups, downs, so much happened. And in that, we've had conflict.
Yeah. That's funny. That's the first thing she said.
That's the first thing she said.
And for people to move to that, they expect you not to be together.
Yeah. And I can, society doesn't support what we got and what people are trying to achieve. That's why that's why this is so important that we understand that if you're looking or you're strengthening your relationship, and we're working on it all the time, so we're not coming at you like we got this thing. We're getting better all the time. But conflict, you can't run from it.
That's true.
So I think sometimes people expect it to look like social media, beautiful, and then they have conflict and they're ready to bow down and back out.
Right.
That's how you learn about each other. What do you think?
I think you're absolutely right. And, that's something that I've worked on over the years, but you got to get better at conflict within relationships, So, but again, it goes back to, I think yours, my tip 2, it's a private matter as well. So again, talking about social media, those things don't have to be out there.
Right.
So I absolutely 100% agree with you.
Right. That's good. So social media, where they get it wrong, is the messaging that couples don't fight. Now, I'm not advocating for anything physical. I need to say that up front because I'm not that girl. That is so wrong on all types of levels. But you can go back and forth and spar in conversation, and you can have that verbal back and forth where it could get, loud, or however you do it, make it a safe fight, make it a safe conversation, a safe way to dispute things, to have conflict. But sometimes you gotta go through that, and it's not comfortable. It's not fun. It's, you may get, your feelings may get hurt. You may step in it. All things happen, but when you come out of that, there's some insight, some growth.
I think there is. You've learned something about one another. And believe me not, 30 plus years, 35 plus years, I'm still learning about you.
Ooh.
And some of those things
Because
come
I'm
in
that
those
girl.
moments. You are that girl. You know that. But those things come in those moments. And, Yeah, you're still learning about each
Yeah,
other.
I agree with that. I think because we're growing.
Yeah,
Like
right.
you met me freshman year in college. I am not that young. I wasn't even a woman. I was still a teenager, technically, when you met me, and you were a young adult man. So I'm hoping that we are, 30 plus years ahead of the game, where we evolved and we continue to evolve. And I think conflict is a way that we can grow,
Right, right.
Individually and as a couple.
Right. And you just, said one of my favorite words recently, evolved.
Yeah, you do like that word.
I do like
Yeah, I've
evolved.
noticed
It's
you been
not
saying that a lot.
change, it's evolved. And I would hope that everybody evolves over the years.
Yeah. Put that, and it's something that you have to be mindful and purposeful in doing it. So make it so that's something that you want to, maybe you want to evolve spiritually. Maybe you want to evolve in the way you communicate, maybe
Absolutely.
in your relationship. So, find something, make it like bite-sized pieces and work on that. But growing, evolving is really something that can help strengthen and make a relationship better.
See, Crystal, you just threw something else in there. Growing goes right with that as well. So everybody, when you go back home and you visit your friends from way back in the day, and they say, "Hey, you changed," I have evolved.
Yeah,
I have grown.
Yes, that's a good thing.
That's a good
I'm not
thing.
the same old. I mean, there's parts of you, your values could probably stick, but hopefully even sometimes they change and they evolve.
Yeah.
So embrace that. So a reality check.
What's the reality check?
Reality check is every marriage has disagreements. Not even marriage. You could just be in a boyfriend, girlfriend situation or a partner, a lifetime partner. So don't get caught up in the word marriage. Just think about just the relationship. Every relationship has disagreements. Healthy conflict is part of growing together. So I was listening to a podcast earlier today because I listen to podcasts. Every day I listen to podcasts.
Yes, she does.
I just
Yes,
love
she
them. I'm
does.
obsessed with all podcasts. So Chrissy's my favorite new podcast. That's John, singer, his wife.
John Legend.
Yeah, John Legend's wife. She has a podcast. And she was talking today, her podcast was about super communicators. So we'll probably talk a little bit more about super communicators, which I really love. But in that, she talked about how she personally hates conflict, even like with her kids. Like she hates it. And I think a part of me, the core of me, I hate conflict, but I think I know that I have to, in order for me to get what I need, I gotta go through the conflict. I still hate conflict. I hate confrontation, but I know I hate how I feel prior to conflict, then the end result. You know what I mean? I don't like being at space where there's something going on and you got to fix something. I don't like that pre-part. And I know in order for me to get that out of me or get to a solution or get that to where we're talking about, I got to go through the conflict. So I'm willing to go through it, but I don't necessarily like it.
Yeah, guess who else hates conflict and confrontation?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've never met anyone who says, "Oh, I love conflict."
Well, that was going to be my next question. You haven't?
I don't think I have. I mean, maybe I've never asked that question. Like, hey, do you like conflict? I mean, I don't know. But some people, I think, probably can manage it. They're probably really good at it. I mean, I don't know. Something to think about.
Yeah,
everyone's.
yeah. And I shouldn't assume. You're absolutely right.
It's
Yeah,
like,
I
what
shouldn't
is it?
assume.
Like 8 billion people on the planet. There's somebody out there that likes conflict. So, hey, good for you. Good for you if that's what. So your crystal clear tip is to normalize respectful communication over silent scrolling or social media. So basically just normalize respectful communication, which is the stuff that's going back and forth. It's back and forth, normalize it. It should be normal for us to have tough conversations. It shouldn't be an event, or we should get to a place to where it's normal to have that tough conversation. I'm not saying that you can't schedule it like, hey, this is a good time for us to talk, or you're in your head or you're role playing in your mind how you're going to approach this conversation.
Good.
But I think the more you do it, the more it becomes normal within your relationship.
And I think that takes time.
And practice.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I don't think I've nailed that because I still like role play in my head and write things down. If I have a tough conversation, I'd have a tough conversation with a friend of mine, and I wanted to make sure that that I didn't hurt her feelings, or I was articulating myself clearly and giving her opportunity to share. So that took a little time, but I was still able to land the plane. So it happened. It happened.
Yeah. Did it go over well?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Thanks for asking. It went over really well. Really, really well. So thank you. So real talk.
What's the real talk?
Okay. The real talk is if you're always agreeing, someone's not being honest.
Oh.
Or, I love this one, someone's not being heard. If you're always, I'm good, it's great, you're not either hearing them or you're not being honest. And I'll tell you, I know people who do this and I can tell when they're doing it. It's like, how can all things be good? How can all things be great?
Right.
You're not being honest. You're holding something back, and it's probably because you're afraid of conflict. So you're going to fake it, and not just be real. Or you're just not hearing what they're saying. I think this, for me, this pops out. I've seen this in our relationship. I've seen it in girlfriends. I've seen it in people and organizations I work with. I've seen it with clients. Yeah. So this is one that, for me, I think pops out.
Or it could be that normal answer, where they say, I'm good. Where they're really not.
Yeah, but that's that. Remember, agreeing.
Yes. Okay, that's a part.
So
of that.
That's
okay.
if you're always agreeing, I'm good to me is an agreement.
Right.
That's like okay. But behind that to me says there's something else. You just don't want to say it.
Yeah.
For what it is. So, anyways, this ties into again that tip. Every couple has conflict, and I think the real talk ties into ways to get around that conflict.
Got you.
Which what happens when you get around it, it builds. The next thing you know, you got a situation on your hands. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's not pretty.
It's
not pretty. Yeah.
Well,
so
look.
Tip number 3.
Tip number 4. Likes are not love. Likes are not love. So here we go. Again, what social media gets wrong. External validation equal internal satisfaction.
Remember I said that whole endorphin thing.
Absolutely. And I went right back to that when I was reading this tip too as well. So likes, and I had to ask you, do people really need them? So look at that.
Yeah.
When social media gets wrong, external validation equal internal satisfaction. So to me, that is saying, and you said with those endorphins, people do need those likes.
And not all people who understand what it does, but it's nice to see them when you've posted something meaningful.
Have you ever had somebody say, how come you didn't like the picture that I put out there?
I've had someone say, did you see my picture that I posted out there? Which tells me they wanted a like.
Ah, okay.
So they was digging. They was like,
that's the clue.
And I get a lot of those. Why? Because even though I play on social, I play more in the business side of social media, but like the play social media, like the Facebooks and the Instagrams, I play there very, very slightly. If anything, I'm going to scroll and look at fun reels. And if they're posters of their private life they like to post things, I've had people ask me, didn't you see that picture of me? And, and that's awkward because then I got to go and pull it up and look at it. And I feel like I have to like it.
Right.
And I probably shouldn't do that, but I do.
See, that makes it easy for me because guess who's not on social media?
Nobody's
going to say that anymore.
Nobody's going to ask you that. That's funny. You're right. And it's usually someone that I care about. And I know they really want me to see that post.
Right.
So I'll pull it up, I'll find it, and I'll do my likes and what have you. But yeah.
And the reality check on this. And again, the tip is likes are not love. Here's the reality check. Validation from strangers doesn't strengthen a relationship. Real love is built in trust, not traffic. What do we mean by traffic?
Just the likes, how many you get, how many views, how many people download your stuff. You know, in the social media world, it's all about analytics. And I get that, of course.
Algorithms.
I'm in the media space with this podcast, so I study algorithms. I get it, but it doesn't validate, you know, the substance. It's nice to have for reach, and you want to tell the story, but it doesn't validate who you are or the quality of what you're putting out in the world.
Right.
You know, you have to find what's your intention. If your intention are likes, they're gonna let you down.
Yeah.
Eventually, that's gonna let you down.
Right. So let me repeat the end of it again. Real love is built in trust, not traffic.
Right. Yeah. Trust.
Trust, guys.
Yeah. Trust.
That hasn't changed in a million years.
Right.
Trust.
Right.
The crystal clear tip on this: don't perform your relationship. Invest in a real connection over social projection.
Can't you know? We've been married long enough to know. Don't we know a performance when we see one?
Absolutely, we do.
We see it. Oh my gosh. I cannot tell you how many circles we're in and we see performance. We just do. You know the real deal and you know the acting jobs. I don't care how good you think you are doing this and you slaying that. No, you can tell. And it could be, you know, we're 35 years in the game. I don't know, but I don't know. I used to pick up on it years ago, though.
Crystal, I'm laughing in my head because I can see performances from years ago. Just years ago.
Just performance relationship.
Just popping through right now.
Yes, you know, and and if that's you, I'm not going to really throw you any shade or a judgment because that may be the way you're doing your relationship. I want to encourage you to not wear the mask in the relationship. Like, be yourself, be authentic with your partner, and don't perform for how others view you because they can see the cracks. You know, as they would say, we can see when your slip is showing. They can see all these things. So I want to encourage you. If it's a good day, it's a good day. If it's not, not so good day.
That's okay.
You know, it's okay. You know, I'm not saying, you know, want to go out and present yourself in the best way. If I'm in a really dump with situation, I probably won't even go out because I won't feel fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, I want to feel great. You know, and if I don't feel like I want to be around crowds, I'm not good at faking that for that. I just won't show up.
And that's true, Crystal, because you know as well as I do, we have a lot of fun at our home.
We do.
And a lot of people don't. And there's the performance.
Yeah. We have fun at home. We do. Yeah.
Real talk here. The real win isn't going viral. It's growing together in ways only the two of you see.
Growing together.
The real win isn't going viral. It's growing together in ways only the two of you see.
Right. So who cares if you get a zillion likes, if you're doing something in your relationship? It's nice to share. Continue to share the love that you have for each other. I don't want to discourage people. This whole thing is about, if you're viewing it, what it's saying to you, what you're doing it, like what's your intention? Why are you posting it? Does it matter? Is it for likes? Or if you're new in a relationship with a partner, don't let this define you. Define your own. Continue to show all the love. You know, do that, but understand. Like, ask yourself, like, why am I doing that?
Right. You just said something really good. Don't let it define you. You define yourself.
Yeah.
That is powerful.
Definitely. Yeah, that is. I got that from you. Oh, years ago. Got that from you. So tip number 5. You're going to love this one. Comparison is the thief of connection. Comparison is the thief of connection.
Oh, I got to sit on that for a moment.
That's yummy.
Comparison is the thief of connection.
Yeah. Don't compare.
Yeah.
If I'm comparing another marriage, another husband, the way he treats his wife to you, of course it's going to rob me from connecting with you. If I see another husband who's, you know, has, you know, opens a car's door constantly and, you know, who's always showering his wife with flowers and candy and, you know, and greets her and, you know, and just a different way than our style is, our vibe is different. And then I begin to desire that and then compare that, like, ooh, Scooter, you're not doing that for me. Like, this man is doing it for his wife.
That's not going to work out.
Of course, it's not where our connection is going to weaken.
Right.
Because now I'm looking at you less than, you're not good enough. I'm not looking with you with love and as an individual. Like we have our own grooves. So for an example, open up the car door. You don't do that for me when we're out and about, but you do when we're out for a formal occasion.
Right.
We're on date night, you'll do it. But like if I'm going to Fry's and I want you to roll with me, you're not doing it. And I'm good with that. Let's go to AJ's for coffee. You don't do that. I don't expect that. It's cool. But when we're out, you do. So that's just a small example how I can't compare with another couple who's doing it on the regular. But there's other ways we can compare. That's just one comparison example.
I think that's good examples, though. Yeah, because that's not going to work out well either way.
No, you're going downhill fast.
Absolutely.
When you compare, that's super scary.
Really fast.
Yeah, you got to fight. If you're doing that, or if you have tendencies, sit down with your partner and really talk about what there's a need not being met that's making you want to compare.
Absolutely.
So if I desired Ivan to open up the car door for me and the front door every time, if that's just a value I was raised, I want that. I need to let him know that his doing it at certain times isn't working for me.
Right.
So you want to be careful.
You have to know each other and grow together to know what was brought to the table early on, and don't change it 15 years later. By comparing.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, okay, by comparing, you're right.
By comparing.
Yeah. Not saying you can't evolve to that.
Absolutely.
But don't compare.
Yeah. Don't compare. Yeah.
So what if you're not comparing, you just kind of like what they do? And you say, hey, I kind of want you to do this now.
That's a discussion.
Right.
That has to be discussed.
Yeah.
It can start out pretty tough, but that's just a discussion.
He didn't say yes or no. He's like, that's a discussion.
You could we can have a discussion and come to a conclusion on that. And it's how important is it to you or me?
Right.
To do that. So
Right. So this is what social media gets wrong. This is how they get this wrong. They make you think that other people are doing it better. Ooh, that can't feel good.
I could see that.
Yeah, that can't feel good. If I'm thinking that your marriage is better because of what you're posting, and now I'm judging you, of course we're not going to connect. Of course there's going to be roadblocks. So be very, very careful. Celebrate. When I see couples that do things different than we do, I celebrate that. That's their representation of Black love or culture love or whatever love you're representing. That's what you're showing.
Right.
And if I'm able to steal a tip that works for us, of course, that's evolving. But if it's just not what we do, it could come up as a thief.
Yeah. And you said something in there. It has to work for us.
Yeah.
So if we had that discussion and we talked about it and it worked for us, we agree it works for us.
Right. And we know a lot of couples,
it
doesn't work, that do a lot of different things as a couple.
Right.
One person may only do that. This one person may only do this, and it's just not our jam.
Right.
And more power to them. But I'm not like secretly hoping, Ivan opens the door. No, folks, that's not going to happen. It ain't going to happen, folks. I'm lucky to get the door open when I need to, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm good about that. I'm good.
I know you are.
So reality check. Comparisons breeds insecurity and resentment, especially in marriages. Ooh, that is so, I don't even like saying that. Comparison breeds insecurities and resentment, especially in marriages, in relationships, your partners. Don't get caught up in the word marriage, whatever you're representing, but it can breed that. That you can't feel good. First of all, being insecure is the worst feeling. And when I begin to feel that, I start doing work right away. Like, what's going on with me? What I'm thinking? What's happening? I mean, I'm digging into that instantly because that never leads to a good place.
Can you repeat that one more time?
This one is comparison breeds insecurity and resentment.
Breeds insecurity and resentment. And
if you start comparing.
We can actually see how that happens.
Yes. Isn't that scary?
Yes, it is.
Like that is something that really so if you are prone to comparison, and you know who you are. And people, God made us all different. We all have our weaknesses. Everybody has a soft spot.
Right.
If this is your soft spot, be super mindful because it can breed insecurity in yourself, in your relationship, also in him or her or whomever. Now they're feeling insecure because you're comparing, and then resentment, which to me can show up as mean-spirited.
Right.
You know,
guys, work with what you have. Simple
work
as
with what
that.
you got.
Work with what you have. You don't need, everybody doesn't have everything. Work with what you have. Know your partner. Let your partner get to know you as well.
That's really good.
Work with what you have.
But work hard at it. Don't just half step with what you got.
Yeah.
What you have, bring it full.
Right.
Like bring your best self.
Right. There's a reason he or she are with you.
Yeah. That's nice. It is a reason they picked you, right?
Absolutely.
So real talk. The best marriage is the one where both people are committed to becoming, not just performing. So becoming our best selves, not just performing. I think we hit on that in a couple of the tips.
Yeah.
You know, we definitely did that. So, those are our 5 tips there.
Hey, Crystal, I've learned something today.
Yeah, what was your favorite tip?
This is good. I think the first one you gave. Read
First
the first
tip?
one again.
Yeah. Picture perfect doesn't equal a perfect partnership.
What was the real talk on that?
That one was smiling selfies. The real talk, my bad. The real talk is the spontaneous date night. You did like that one. Yeah, where people just fake it.
Yeah.
The date night on the pictures look great, but we don't know behind the scenes how many pictures were taken, how many outfits she changed or he changed into, or how many angles until they actually got that perfect date night. And they could even got into a fight over it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. This was fun.
I think I like tip number 5. I think comparison is a thief of connection. I don't think people talk enough about that. I think that's something that is inside someone. I don't think I've heard true discussion around that and how people do it. And I love the fact how it tells you that it robs your connection with that person.
Yeah.
So I really like tip 5. I think that resonates with me as something I've never heard of, as a tip in relationship. I know comparison isn't good, but like how it impacts a marriage, it's first time I really sat with that.
Me as well. And I think it's pretty deep. Comparison is the thief of connection. Could be on a t-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be a segment, a podcast segment. Really, we could dig into that. I think more people compare if they're honest with themselves. But we'll think about making that a segment. So for our final thought, we're going to wrap up. Take a moment to unplug and tune into each other. So your unplug could be turn off your phone, put it in airplane mode, or turn it off, or whatever you do. Putting it up on the charger early. So find some way to unplug, figure out what works for you. Instead of tuning into your phone, into your game, into your socials, tune into each other. And maybe it's a certain time every night, or maybe it's the morning. Again, every lifestyle is different. And remind yourself as a final thought that your connection matters more than the content. Who cares how people view you on social? It's about you and your partner and how you view yourself. You create your own content for each other with that good connection.
I love that.
All right. So I have a challenge for you.
Me?
Yeah, for everyone. And for you too.
Right.
For me too.
Bring it on.
Okay, here we go. Share one truth about your marriage today. Not for likes and just for love. And that could be verbally, or if you want to be brave and put it on social, that's up to you. That's fine. We love it. Like, share one truth about your marriage today. Not for likes, just for love.
One truth.
You
want me to share that right now?
Yeah. I was going to ask you because you look like you're ready to share too.
Well, this is easy. The truth, and a lot of people know this, the truth for us is that we were friends first.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. I just told our dentist that yesterday.
Yeah, we were friends first.
Yeah, she asked me about that.
And it grew from there. That's the truth.
Yeah,
You know,
we were
so
friends,
yeah,
and we were fun. Like we had a blast, as friends. Yeah, we were good friends first. Yeah,
road
yeah,
warriors driving up down the road.
yeah.
You
We had
know,
fun. That was
yeah,
really
right.
really good
Just yeah,
times.
absolutely.
I think my truth is that we fight fair. Like we know how to have it. We know how to debate it out
Yeah,
and get in a sticky situation, and we pull out of it.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think we had to learn that. Like we know how to have a fair fight,
yeah,
and not that we're looking for the next one, but when one happens, I'm not afraid to dig into it. I know we're going to come out okay.
yeah.
So I'm not afraid that this fight's going to be the end of us.
Right,
We
right.
know how to have the tough conversation. We know how to be uncomfortable, and we know how to. And I think this is something we've learned lately. When a person is uncomfortable, trying to help them ease out of it. Like, it's okay, you're uncomfortable. I got you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I know this is not what you want, but you're safe. I got you.
And that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. After all these years, and that I should trust that you have me, and you should trust that I have you. Absolutely. Yeah,
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Four-time guest here at Crystal Clear Moments. I appreciate you. I love you. You guys don't know. He loves this.
Yeah,
He looks forward to being on this podcast, which you're such a big part of, behind the scenes, helping me make this happen. So again, thank you all. Download all the episodes. Also, go on YouTube, Crystal Clear Moments, YouTube. You get all the videos. You got every last crystal clear moment I have recorded and videoed is on YouTube today. Now, Crystal Clear Moments. Thank you guys so much for trusting us and popping in. Talk to you soon.